Okay, so let's talk about hormones. Hey, I'm Dr. Baldasare. I'm the founder of Metabolic Solutions, and I want to share a couple things about how our program works when it comes to hormone therapy. We do a lot. We do weight loss. We do medical weight loss, non-medical weight loss, hormones, peptides. But I want to show you kind of the overview in case you're looking at doing hormone therapy, or if you've been doing it before and you're looking for maybe a different approach, or you've never done it before and you want to learn a little bit more about it. So I am personally on hormone therapy. I went on it about 5 years ago. I've done the pellets, I've done the injections, I've done the oral. I've loved them all for different reasons, but really at this stage of my life right now, I do like the injectables a little bit better. Although I did like the pellets, but the injectables are just a little bit better of a response for me. But let's go through a couple of things here. So when we do hormone therapy, there's really a subsection of men that really disqualify for it. There is no point in doing men's hormone therapy if your hormones are in an optimal range. Now, typically that's somewhere above that 350 range to 400 range without symptoms. Even if you are low in those symptoms and you're in that $500 or $600 range, we may consider it, depending on your age. But typically, you're under 400. You're getting fatigue, lethargy, some libido problems, some erectile dysfunction problems, or just not as hard as you used to be. Or you're just starting to notice what I noticed. What really triggered me to do it was I started to get tired, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I used to always be high energy, but 2 or 3 afternoon, I started to feel that crash. And then my strength in the gym started going down. And then I started getting shoulder tears and I started getting some other problems. Now, I did play college football. I've had some serious injuries over time. So some of that pain I knew was normal, but I just got to a point where I just wasn't recovering. And then I wound up doing dialing in my testosterone correctly, getting my diet correct, and that's really the programs that we built out is what's helped me and it's helped thousands of my patients. But I want to walk you through this. This is Gil. I'm going to take you through a whole program here. So I want you to jump on a discovery call with me. This is something that you want to get into. If it's not a match for you, then not a big deal. But it's helpful for a lot of you to get on discovery calls. There's a lot of times I'll do a discovery call with people, and even though we may not be the best provider for you, we can help you find something that can. We have thousands of doctors all over the country who specialize in different things. So, I mean, really, my purpose here is to help people. If you Google me, I was paralyzed at the age of 21 from the waist down. It took me almost 2 years to recover and walk again. So, I mean, I'm passionate about taking people who've had some really difficult health challenges and physical challenges, and just coming back from it. Now I'm well into my 50s now, and I feel better than I did probably at certain points in my 40s. But enough about me. Let me talk about our program, and then I want to get to know a little bit about you and kind of show you what we can do to help you, what the criteria is to see if we can help you, and then exactly how it lays out over 3, 6, 9 months to a year. So I'm going to start with Gil here. Gil is one of my favorite patients. I mean, he just encompasses everything that my whole program is about. He came in at 360. This is a picture we got from him at 305. He has been in our programs. He did our 90-day challenge, and he wound up being in the program for over a year. But we got him from 305 to 260. I mean, it's almost a 50 or 60-pound weight loss. It was phenomenal. I mean, he was thrilled to death. Now, a lot of people will do a weight loss program and lose 50 to 60 pounds and be done with it and be like, okay, I hit my goal. I'm done. If your objective is just to lose a certain amount of weight or get to, a point on a scale, I'm going to tell you it's one of the main reasons why people bounce back. 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year, almost statistically, 75% of the people are going to gain the weight back. And it's because of two reasons. Number one, you didn't get the muscle to fat ratio in balance. There's an optimum range for your muscle to fat ratio to be in, and that's going to dictate your health, your energy, your longevity, how many hormones you produce, how much calories you burn, what your metabolism, how healthy it's going to be. So that's one of the things that I'm really big on. And we measure that. So one of the things that we do is we have an app. I'm going to walk you through how we do the measurements with you, but you have a scale that syncs into your phone syncs into the app, and I get real-time metrics. Dr. Uruchi gets real-time metrics. All your coaches get real-time metrics. So we can see long before you stop making progress, we can see that there's this halt and a slowdown in different areas. And we know which levers to push. We know which dietary things to do. We know what to do with your dosages just based on these measurements, because basically your muscle system, we're considering that another full system in the body that has a hormone reaction to it. If you have more muscles, you make a different type of hormone. So we want to build the muscle back up, which is why men's testosterone and hormone programs are so important. But Gil here got to this point where he lost almost 60 pounds. And when we looked at his muscle fat ratio, it still wasn't in range. So what we said to him is, we're going to do a couple things different in your diet, a couple different things with the mindset, adjust a couple of things that he was taking. And this is Gil almost 6 months after that photo. And I mean, you can see he's just fantastic. I mean, this is legitimately what it looks like to have a metabolism that's healed. When we're working with men in particular, we've got 4,000 pathways that your body uses to synthesize protein and burn fat. And a lot of times those pathways either get damaged where you get cellular damage from too much inflammation or toxicity from the food or hormones from your milk and the meat and pesticides. I mean, all these things take a toll on our metabolic system, and you get away with it when you're 20s and 30s. But as you start to get older, that damage starts to really set in, and your body loses the ability to repair itself, and other factors start to come into play. You start to lose the muscle mass, and it gets more difficult to recover. And this is what we got from Gil. This is what we saw from Gil just by doing a couple tweaks and him being consistent with it, and us getting the feedback from him and the feedback from his metrics on his scale. This is what we ultimately look for. I mean, this is just a perfect example of taking a full cycle of care to completion. Now, he didn't need intensive care at the end of this. He was, really just on a maintenance program. We've got different programs. We've got a prescription program where you do it yourself, and we just keep the prescription. And if you've got like a low cost pharmacy, by all means, go and do that. We have fully immersion programs where we literally are with you every day, texting back and forth, doing Zoom calls, doing groups. You get around other men who are kind of in the same scenario with you, and it's a powerful dynamic. So whatever you need when it comes to this type of healthcare, we're here for you. I mean, I've been in practice for 25 years. There's really very few scenarios that I haven't seen. Gil's scenario here just is one of the ones that sliced me up. I'm going to show you also as possible. This is Jason. Now, the goal here is to, again, increase lean muscle and burn fat. Jason was a patient. He wound up tearing his Achilles tendon. And during that rehab phase, we put him on a program. But I just want to show you what's possible, because a lot of you guys, what I get from you is that sometimes, it's just, you get hopeless. You try a diet, you maybe even tried a hormone program or one of these weight loss programs before, and then you've gotten off of it and it's come back. There's reasons for that, and we walk you through that. So let me show you exactly how our program tracks you and does this with you. Now, when you sign up with us, you're going to get a free app, and you're going to get you have a scale. Some of the programs include this scale, some don't, but they're only $25 online. It doesn't really matter what scale it is, as long as it syncs to your phone, and the app will sync on your phone. So we can get these metrics. We have a food plan that you follow. The hydration is important. We want to be able to track that. But the big thing I like to track, in particular with men, if you've got diabetes, we can track your A1C and your blood glucose levels. All that gets uploaded into the app. But what I really like to do is track this muscle mass. I mean, this really just tells the story. On the app, when you step on a scale, it'll automatically populate this and your weight and your fat and your visceral fat. If it for some reason doesn't, we can just go in here and put this in. But this is how we track you. And then over time, we'll be able to see a graph. And then, even though we might not be in communication every day, this all shows up on our dashboard. So like your coaches, your doctors can all see this. And if we see you go out of line or go out of these normal ranges, we usually step in. There's a little feature on here where we have a chat feature where you're going to be able to see, we're pretty honest with each other when we do these things. So, this is a HIPAA compliance. So if if you're going through a tough time, you can just chat with us at 2 a.m. if you want to. Now, it doesn't always mean somebody's going to be there, but we'll pick up on it. So a lot of times when you're going through stuff, if you're a man, you got a wife, you got a spouse, you got a partner, you got kids, you got a mortgage, you got a car, you got job stress, you got the weight of the world on your shoulders. Sometimes you don't know who to vent to. And, a men's hormone group is a great place because a lot of men are dealing with the same things. And the reason that's important is this. Is that all that stress you hold on internally and feel like it's you as the warrior battling the world, that cortisol builds up, and that cortisol is a hormone, and that's going to affect the way your body metabolizes food. It's going to it's going to change the way that you think from the metabolic pathways. It does change your whole physiology. So one of the things we're big on is really understanding what is the root core of kind of what makes you tick, because hormonally we need to know that so we can dial in your dosages and we can actually track your muscle to fat ratio. But we've got a full program here. There's a lot more to it. I just want to kind of give you an overview. There's a button on here to do a discovery call with me. The discovery calls are fun. It's me and you one-on-one or one of the doctors. And I just want to find out where you are. What is it we're trying to accomplish? Is this a libido issue? Is it erectile dysfunction? Is it a muscle mass? Is it energy? Is it just you want to reverse aging, or you want to feel more of that vitality, the energy, and the focus comes back? The program really does. I'm a living example of this. I mean, at one point, I had my practice in Orlando. I was there for 25 years. I would see as many as 120 patients in a day and feel energized. And then, as the years went on, I couldn't even see a third of that without being wiped out. So it's important. I mean, if you want to be producing at a high level, you want to make sure that you have optimal hormone range, not just what a general doctor who has not specialized in this just says, well, it's normal, you're fine. Take a Prozac or it's all in your head. It's not. It's really a hormonal issue. Now, just know this. Sometimes people think, well, it's unsafe for you, or I don't want to do anything synthetic hormone wise, or I don't want to mess up my hormone system. Those are very valid points, and those are things we take very seriously. The reason why we want you to have blood work is because if your hormone level has already been suppressed, doing hormone therapy will not suppress it any further. It's already suppressed. If you come in at like 900 to 1,000, there's no way we would put you on hormone therapy because you would suppress that. Your body's already naturally producing it up to where it is. Now, statistically, once you hit the age of 29, we start to see this downhill slope. By mid 30s and 40s, it's really dropped significantly. By 50, it's a significant drop, like a 70% drop in your testosterone levels. There are safe ways to bring these levels back up and really just make you feel phenomenal again. So if this is you, if this is a program you're interested in, most men want to know this is it safe? How does it take to see results? How much does it cost? And does it hurt to get the needle injection? And I'll answer all that with you. The needle is not that difficult, and I hate needles too. So book the discovery call with me. Like I said, they're gonna be fun. They're gonna be easy. Go ahead and book it now. Just make sure you show up for the call because it's gonna either be me or provider. It's not a salesperson. Just gonna learn a little more about you and then see what we can do to help you. But if you want to reach out to us beforehand, there'll be a number that you can either reach out to us or just go ahead and book the call. Looking forward to talking to you.